I was going to let the entire building do the dirty work for me. I moved into Cedar Oaks Apartments after a brutal breakup that left me with a few suitcases and a need for a clean slate. The apartment hunt had been brutal, too. Everything was either a dump or wildly overpriced. So when I found a listing online for a bright 2-bedroom with reasonable rent, I jumped on it. Ashley, the girl already living there, seemed perfect on paper. Mid-20s, part-time yoga instructor, a dreamy Instagram aesthetic full of pastel clothes, fairy lights, and positive vibes-only slogans. She sounded chill, clean, quiet, exactly what I needed. The first 2 months went smoothly enough. We split the bills, took turns cleaning, watched terrible reality shows together sometimes. I figured I had hit the roommate jackpot. But then came month 3. That's when the cracks started showing. It began small. Ashley started leaving little passive-aggressive notes around the apartment. Remember to clean up after yourself. We're low on toilet paper again. Always with those fake smiley faces that somehow made it worse. I brushed it off. Everyone had their quirks, right? But then, one morning, our landlord, Mr. Hayes, showed up at our door, frowning with a clipboard in his hand. "Rent's late," he said gruffly. "Just checking in." I blinked at him, confused, because I had handed Ashley my half of the rent, $775 in cash, 2 weeks earlier. I told Mr. Hayes I'd talk to her and closed the door. Ashley came out of her room, yoga mat slung over her shoulder, earbuds in. "Hey," I said, trying to sound casual. "Mr. Hayes said rent's late?" She waved me off like I was annoying her. "Oh yeah, I'm going to the bank today. It's fine." And because I wanted peace, I believed her. But that wasn't the worst part. The next day, another knock. Mr. Hayes again. Still no rent. And this time, Ashley had a very different story. She crossed her arms and said, loud enough for Mr. Hayes to hear, "Well, technically, you never gave me your half." I swear the world tilted. I sputtered something like, "Of course I did." But the damage was done. Mr. Hayes gave me a look like I was a liar and left. Ashley just smirked and went back to her room, closing the door like nothing happened. I stood there in the hallway, fists clenched, heart pounding. She had gaslighted me in front of our landlord. She had stolen my money and was pretending I was the deadbeat. I barely slept that night. Rage and disbelief twisted inside me until they hardened into something colder. Fine, Ashley. If you want a war, you're going to get one. But I wasn't going to fight fair. The next morning, I started laying the groundwork. I knew if I confronted Ashley directly, she'd just deny everything and paint me as crazy to anyone who would listen. She was good at that, playing innocent, flipping the script. I needed to be smarter. First step? Documentation. I started keeping meticulous notes, dates, times, conversations. I took pictures of the apartment, the common areas, any messes she left behind, screenshots of text messages, audio recordings of her casually admitting stuff like, "Yeah, I forgot to pay the electric bill. Oops. Hope it doesn't get shut off, LOL." She made it easy, honestly. It didn't take long before I had a tidy little folder labeled Ashley's Greatest Hits, a ticking time bomb waiting to be dropped. Meanwhile, Ashley was escalating. She started telling neighbors that I was unreliable and sketchy with money. Little comments dropped like seeds at the mailboxes in the laundry room. I heard one lady whisper, "Isn't that the girl who doesn't pay her rent?" As I passed by carrying groceries. It stung deep. I could feel my reputation slipping, and in an apartment complex this size, gossip spread faster than mold in a leaky bathroom. But instead of panicking, I smiled. Because Ashley didn't realize that I was already working on phase 2. If the building thought I was unreliable, I would show them exactly who she was. I just needed a stage. And then, like the universe wanted revenge too, it handed me a golden opportunity. The building's annual tenant appreciation barbecue. It was tradition. Free food, music, everyone mingling in the courtyard. And best of all, open mic announcements, a casual way for tenants to share updates, promote small businesses, swap furniture, whatever. I signed up. Not to sing, not to promote, but to destroy. The day of the barbecue, Ashley dressed like she was walking into a Coachella photo shoot. Tiny dress, huge hat, glittery eyeshadow. Flouncing around, laughing too loud, soaking up the attention. She thought she owned the place. Meanwhile, I played the wall. Low-key, sipping a soda, smiling politely, waiting. The building manager, Sam, eventually got on the mic. "Hey everyone, quick announcement break. If you have something to share, line up here." I slipped into line, my heart pounding so hard it felt like it might crack my ribs. 2 people ahead of me, then 1, then me. I took the mic, smiled wide, and said, "Hi everyone. I just wanted to give a huge thank you to whoever returned my missing rent envelope anonymously last week. Super appreciated. You literally saved me from an eviction." There was a beat of confused silence. I continued, sweet as pie. "I'm just glad honesty still exists. It's scary when someone you trust, like a roommate, would steal from you, especially when there's proof." I held up my phone like I was showing a cute cat video. In reality, it was a frozen screenshot of a Venmo receipt, a fake one Ashley had made and accidentally texted me weeks ago while trying to cover her tracks. Ashley's face blanched, then flushed bright red. The crowd murmured. Someone whispered, "Wait, is that the yoga girl?" Another, "Did she really steal